And welcome back. Bruce Porter joins us now for this week's Dollars and Cents segment, sponsored, of course, by the Resource Center. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you again.
Good to be here.
All right, now we're going to talk about, well, better health, financial health in 2022. And you've got some great guidelines for us.
I think it's a good time. It's early in the year. We've just saw the effects of the market in January, right? The volatility that's out here.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we have to step back, regroup, and let's look at 5 tips for better financial health. Right?
All right, let's start out with the first one. Yes, steady flow of income.
Steady flow of income is important. That'd be great if we had that. Plus, if we had growing cash balances all the time, we had a robust portfolio, no sudden changes up or down, a lot of consistency. And if we had regular expenses and there was not a lot of stuff, that would be great.
I was going to say, this is perfect world stuff.
That would be awesome.
We don't live there.
But it's hard to get to that point.
Exactly.
You want to try to figure out, what do I have to do to get to this euphoria of financial independence?
Jump in. What do we have to do?
So now we can go to the next slide. It's going to tell us. We're going to review our processes. What are you doing or what are you not doing? You review your habits, the things you did last year. Is there consistency in what you're doing? Are you spending erratically, or are you very focused on your spending? Your expenses, your regular expenses, things
you're
like that.
keeping track of every penny, right?
If you're in your process, if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, evaluate that and make a change. Do something different.
But, this is one of the reasons to consult an expert such as yourself. Reviewing your process, you may not always see it from the inside. An outside view can often help.
Always get an opinion. It can't hurt. You can come in and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. What do you think? I'll give you my advice and maybe tap you on the shoulder and give you a couple things to think about. Now, number 2, identify unnecessary expenses. One thing that we do every single month at the office, we look at the expenditures that we're making. Our, credit card bills, we review every item. We look at all the details, and I think personally we should be in the habit of doing that. Look at the patterns of your spending behavior. Figure out, are you doing unnecessary things or do you have any bad habits? If you do, try to correct that behavior. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you focus on it, maybe you can make some improvements over the next few months moving forward.
Sometimes things in life can drive you into a bad habit that you don't even recognize.
That's right. And it could be something like health. If your health deteriorates, you're off work, maybe you're spending more money. If you're stuck at home, you're snacking. I have a hard time staying out of Walmart's snack aisle.
I get you.
So you got to evaluate that.
Monitor statements for errors. That was one I just saw up there.
Yeah. It's very uncommon that we don't find an error in some kind of a billing every month. Credit cards, if you don't know the expense, then try to identify that. If you can't identify it, call your credit card company and talk to them about it.
Read them over. All right.
Automated savings or investments. That's a really good way to get out of sight, out of mind, and it's kind of a forced behavior. If you've got a habit of savings, but you're kind of hit and miss sometimes, set it up automatic to where there's an automatic amount going out of your checking into savings, or at work, review the contributions that you're making. If you have not started a 401k and it's available, please do so. Put 1%, 2%, do something, and then you can expand off of that. And these are the first 3. Next week, we're going to talk about the last 2, and then we're going to do kind of a summary of these 5 tips. But trying to give you some tips on what to do moving forward in 2022. You can always go to our QR code, call the 882-1800, and we'll be glad to visit and help. Absolutely.
Seminars throughout the year. Bruce, always good to see you.
You bet. Good to be here.
We'll be right back.